Since there are 5 new people, what's important to understand is that we're going to work entirely on emotion. What are our emotions? Our emotions aren't necessarily cries of panic and words of destruction, aggression and violence. Our emotions are everything that are related to our pleasure and our displeasure. What I like, what I don't like, what I'm interested by, what I'm not interested by. It's what touches us or not. And it's definitely not what gives us big ideas about life. What interests me in the group or not without thinking about it, and after we'll see what we're going to do about it. And why are we speaking about all this? Because it's from your emotions that you will build your identity. We're not going to search for ways to appear more interesting to others, what we do in life, what we should be doing, what we shouldn't be doing, what you would like us to be doing. Am I good enough? Am I not good enough? This, we don't care about it. What I like and what I don't like, this is the base on which we will build our values. Your true identity. When we do group therapy, we don't need to go back to the past. Because who you are today is largely sufficient to build something solid. And to deconstruct ourselves as well sometimes. Someone once said, in order to know who we are, we need to know who we are not. And how do we know who we are not? It is our emotions that will tell us at first. Someone will say something that you might be completely against at first, and then suddenly you'll realize, oh yeah. Or to the contrary, someone might say something that you always did agree with, and suddenly you find yourself saying, oh, no, that's not right. Emotion is your guide. Emotion is your guide to find yourself. Your true self, your authentic self. So we don't need to talk about the past, you see? In talking about everything and nothing, we will have our emotions. For example, Emmanuel, what's your favorite American TV series? Nip Tuck. Ah, look at her face. Look at that smile. That's emotion. How do we know that she's connected to her true self? We look at her and we can see it all over her face. So, in speaking about a TV series, or maybe not a TV series, something else, we can find who our true identity is. We can see who the true person is just by watching their face, their mannerisms, their gestures, their interactions with others. So we're not going to talk about the past, and we're not going to talk about food, because food is only a symptom of the fact that you are not yourself, or that you're too afraid to show yourself. It's true that there are 2 principal types of bulimia. We have the borderline bulimic, which will find themselves in constant confrontation. And then we have as well a dependent affective bulimic, who on the contrary is terrified of confrontation. Because they're so afraid to be rejected by the other. They're so afraid to disappoint the other. So we're not going to talk about food. In fact, in this group, I don't even know of all of you who vomits, who doesn't vomit, and I really am not interested to know. I'm not interested to know about the symptoms. I don't even know in this group who still suffers from eating disorder and who doesn't. I know that this might be very important for you, but for me, whether or not you still have a bulimic crisis or not, it's not indicative of your progress. We can still have episodes of binging and purging, but no longer be bulimic due to profound development in personality. Who here is no longer obsessed with food? What matters most is to no longer be obsessed with food. You see, this is what makes sense. The freedom from obsession of food. To no longer be obsessed with food means to no longer be locked in a prison, to no longer be victim to food, and to be able to live your life. We are able to share time with other people. We are human beings living in the moment, enjoying the moment. Even if we still have bulimic episodes, that will leave you one day. I don't know when, but all that's not really important. What's important here is that the bulimic episodes, they decrease in intensity, and that they'll diminish in frequency, bit by bit, step by step. Who here has less in quantity? Okay. All right. Raise your hands. Okay, good. And who here has less in frequency? Okay. It starts like that, but all that's not very important right now. What's important is that you learn to become human beings who can live among others, who can enjoy others, and who can also live with themselves.